Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you how to start a new project in Shotcut. If you want to follow along, you can download the files that I'm using from the resources folder attached to this lecture. So first of all, I'm just going to open up Shotcut. Now these windows should appear, New Project and Recent Projects. If you've not used Shotcut before, you won't have anything in your recent project list. So to create a new project, we do so over here. You can choose where your projects are going to be saved in this drop-down box here, but I'm just going to leave mine in Movies. Next, you can give it a name. The video I'll be working on is a tutorial teaching you how to tune a guitar. So I'm just going to call it Guitar Tuning Tutorial. Next, we have the video mode. Here you can choose your resolution and your frame rate. However, you can simply leave it on automatic mode as it will base the resolution and frame rate on the first file that you add to your project. So it gives you a little bit of information here. Next, just hit start. Okay, now what we need to do is add some files to our project. So either you can go to your Finder or File Explorer and drag and drop them into the playlist, or you can just click on Open File. So in here, I'm just going to navigate to the files that I'd like. And here I have 4 different files, 2 video and 2 audio. So I'm just going to select all of them and press open.
Yeah.
So the preview will start playing back, but just press the space bar and it'll stop. Now we can see the 4 different files here on the left. You can drag out these columns to read more information about the files if you wish. So to preview one of the files, just double click. This one here is an audio file, so we can't actually see anything.
Yeah.
But if I select one of the video files, we'll be able to see playback in the preview window. From here, you can jump through and view different parts of your video. Okay, so now to add this to the timeline, all I have to do is click and drag from the preview window. So if I drag this down to the timeline, it'll create a new video track. Just remember, if you can't see your timeline, just simply click on the timeline icon at the top here. Now we have our first clip in the timeline, we can go through and start editing. One thing to remember, the preview we see here is either in project or source mode. So right now it's in project mode, so we can see anything that's happening on our timeline. If I wanted to swap it back to view what we have in the playlist, all I have to do is click on source or double click on one of the files in the playlist. From here, I can simply jump back to the project with this tab. You can zoom in and out of your timeline using the slider here, or you can use the keyboard shortcuts plus and minus. So minus will zoom out, and plus will zoom in. You can hide anything that's on your timeline by clicking on this icon here. So we're now unable to see this clip. We can mute it with this icon here, or we can press lock, which stops you being able to make any changes. So if I try and drag this around, you'll see the lock icon is flashing. If you disable the lock, you're able to move your clips around on the timeline. We can add more tracks by going over to this icon here and selecting Add Track. So we have a couple of different options here. We've got audio track and video track. So a video track will play back video and audio, whereas an audio track will only play back the audio of the clip. So as you can see here, this track is labeled A1, so that just shows it's an audio track. If I were to drag my video clip down to this audio track, you'll see there we're unable to see the video in the preview. So just make sure you choose the right type of track for your file. You can delete a track by right-clicking on it and going to Remove Track. And you may have noticed the right click gives you the same options as this icon here. We have a number of different tools available to us for editing in the timeline. I'll cover these later on, but if you would like to know what any of these icons do, just simply hover the mouse over and this little hint panel will appear. So whenever you look at a clip on your timeline, you'll be able to see some information. So here we have a little thumbnail showing us what is in the video clip. You'll also notice these lines down here, and this is showing us the audio waveform. So it's really useful being able to see the audio waveform because when editing, it's easy to see where the different peaks are, so you can easily make cuts before or after mistakes. It's also really useful when editing a video alongside music, as you can make cuts on the beat. So now I've shown you how to set up a new project, and I've started showing you some features of the timeline. In the next video, I'm going to start showing you some basic editing. Thanks for watching.